What's good, world? It's your boy Hitman D coming at you live with another video. Man, yeah, I came up here. I want to talk about Alexa Bliss and shout out to Mr. Goodbread. Y'all follow him on YouTube. He's a great YouTuber. He does great Russell talk. So subscribe to his YouTube account. So anyway, I want to come up here and give my take about Alexa Bliss because I watched his live. I watched one of his live videos. And what he said about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair resonated with me. So I want to come up here and, know what I'm saying, give my take about it, whatnot. And what he said was that when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair feud again, he says that Charlotte Flair needs to be the heel and Alexa Bliss can be the baby face or heel. She can do either or. I slightly disagree with that take, but for me, it's the other way around. Alexa Bliss should be the heel because let's not forget the last time when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair feud for the Raw Women's Championship, they had that short feud. Charlotte Flair won the feud and successfully retained the title against Alexa Bliss, and I was furious about it. I was furious. I was beyond pissed. I was on fire. So anyway, with that being said, so, and as I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair is definitely needed. It's definitely needed. And I know Alexa Bliss haven't forgotten about Charlotte Flair ripping her doll to shreds in the last match they had at Extreme Rules 4 years ago. And like I said, I was furious about it. Because after building her character, they booked her, you know what I'm saying, to look kind of weak towards Charlotte Flair. You know, the match was decent and the match was good, but I mean, Alexa Bliss did look kind of weak in that match. So I was pissed off about Alexa Bliss losing to Charlotte Flair for the second time and Charlotte Flair ripping the doll to shreds like it didn't have any powers. Like it couldn't smile at you, or if you go in the room, it'd be in a mirror and stuff like that. The doll had invincible powers. So, yes, I was furious about Alexa Bliss losing her second match to Charlotte Flair. So, then, you know, Alexa Bliss, she had to go to therapy behind that. She had to go to therapy behind that, whatnot. So like I said before, Alexa Bliss getting revenge on Charlotte Flair is definitely needed. It needs to happen. But for the meantime, although I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte Flair, I despise Charlotte Flair. Even as a heel, I despise Charlotte Flair. You know what I'm saying? I never cared for Ric Flair Jr. You know, she has an entitled character. She thinks the women's division revolves around her and everybody in the WWE women's division owe her something. So never cared for Charlotte Flair. And like I said, so when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair drop the titles, Alexa Bliss needs to be the one to turn on Charlotte Flair. Alexa Bliss needs to be the one to turn on Charlotte Flair when they drop the women's tag team titles. Alexa Bliss turn on Charlotte Flair and remind her of what she did to her doll Lily. And they can do they could do it even better. Alexa Bliss can join White Six. That'll make things more interesting. Yeah, do it like that. That'll make things a lot more interesting. And then, you know, when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair face off for the third time, this time Alexa Bliss gets her first pinfall off Charlotte, and she wins the feud as a heel. Then it'll be on Alexa Bliss' resume that she's beaten all four of the Four Horsewomen. So yes, so it would only make sense for Alexa Bliss to turn on Charlotte Flair, just like I said, when they dropped the women's tag team championships, and Alexa Bliss be the heel and keep Charlotte Flair as the babyface. That would only make sense if they do it that way and go that route. Because like I said, when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair faced off for the second time, Alexa Bliss was the babyface with the dark character, and Charlotte Flair was the heel. And Charlotte Flair won that short feud against Alexa Bliss. Huh? I will in a minute. But so like I said, Alexa Bliss. So they faced off for the second time in the stream, and Alexa Bliss lost. She didn't win the title, although it was understandable because she had to work on she was going to take some time off to work on her marriage. So I completely understood. Other fan was whining about her not winning the title. I'm like, she's about to get married. What do y'all expect for her to win the title and hold it hostage and not defend it? What sense does that make? So they would irritate me. But I was highly upset. I was furious about Alexa Bliss losing her second match against Charlotte because Vince McMahon could have booked her to win by 10 count out or disqualification, and Charlotte Flair retains the title, but Alexa Bliss wins the match. She just don't win the title. They could have done it like that. And then what really pissed me off, Alexa Bliss, she lost in her hometown. That made it even worse. And what made it 10 times worse, Charlotte Flair whips the doll apart like it had no powers. So yes, I was furious. I was beyond pissed, you know what I'm saying? I was on fire. So I didn't like that. So I'm going to give it time to play out. I'm going to let everything marinate. And for the meantime, I'm going to have to support her title run. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Charlotte. I despise Charlotte Flair with a passion. But I still have no choice but to support Alexa Bliss title run. Wouldn't be her real fan if I didn't. So then off top of that, Alexa Bliss, the Royal Rumble that time, when the Women's Royal Rumble, Alexa Bliss got the biggest pop. She got the biggest pop in the Royal Rumble for sure. You know what I'm saying? And the band that Alexa Bliss is my top favorite female wrestler. When Alexa Bliss returned at the Women's Royal Rumble, I popped like I never popped before. I literally like to pop it out my chair through the damn roof. But so yeah, man. But of course they had to go with Charlotte Flair to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Of course they had to go with Ric Flair Jr. when it should have really been Alexa Bliss to win it, because she arguably got the biggest pop. And Triple H, he just had to take the title off Liv Morgan, and that shit pissed me off to the max. And I was furious about that. And because Liv Morgan shouldn't have lost that feud or that title to Rhea Ripley. So I was furious about Liv Morgan losing that title in that feud to Rhea Ripley, and I didn't watch no more of Raw on Netflix because Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania 41 for the Women's World title, that would have been trending, and I would have been the main one helping that match trend. Liv Morgan didn't even get the chance to make new feuds with other female wrestlers. I mean, seriously, come on now. Triple H did her dirty. And Vince McMahon did Alexa Bliss dirty. He also did Liv Morgan dirty too, because if it was up to Vince, Liv Morgan would still not be Women's World Champion right now if Vince McMahon had any say so about it. So it took Triple H to step up to finally put the title on Liv Morgan. Although he somewhat did her dirty too by booking Rhea Ripley to win the damn title back. And like I said, I was furious about it and didn't watch no more of Raw on Netflix after that. So hopefully with Alexa Bliss, this turns out the right way. Alexa Bliss gets her first redemption match against Charlotte Flair, because another thing that don't make sense, Alexa Bliss has beaten 3 of the 4 horsewomen to also win the SmackDown and Raw Women's Championship. She dethroned Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship in 2016 at the TLC pay-per-view. When I wanted Alexa Bliss to get draft to Raw, because I said the red brand fits Alexa Bliss' character, it fits her perfect. So I got my wish a year later, and Alexa Bliss debuted on Raw when Sasha Banks thought she was about to get another shot at the Raw Women's Championship against Bayley, and Alexa Bliss really interrupted them, and I was like, wow, man, I look like a Christmas tree. So Alexa Bliss put Bayley and Sasha Banks on notice for the Raw Women's Championship. And sure enough, not too long after that, Alexa Bliss dethroned Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. And she had a dominant run. Now, Sasha Banks did win the Raw Women's Championship from Alexa Bliss. But Alexa Bliss won it right back from Sasha Banks. And she went on that. She had a dominant Raw Women's Championship title run. She had her best run as the Raw Women's Champion. Her Raw Women's Championship title run is better than her SmackDown Women's Championship title run. Arguably better than her SmackDown Women's Championship title run. So Alexa Bliss was on a dominant Raw Women's Championship title run. She won her first Women's Elimination Chamber. She won back the Raw Women's Championship for Nia Jax at Women's Money in the Bank. Successfully cashed it in and won the Raw Women's Championship right back for Nia Jax at Money in the Bank. So she had a dominant run as Raw Women's Champion. Her best run by far. And the first female wrestler at 26 years old to hold the SmackDown Women's Championship and the Raw Women's Championship in the same exact year. She had a great run. That's when I got massive hate for being Alexa Bliss' biggest fan. But, you know, that's in the past. So hopefully she gets another shot at the Women's World title. I would love to see that. But if not, I'm all for her winning her first mid-card Women's Championship, because that's going to make her a Grand Slam champion. That mid-card title is going to make her an official Grand Slam champion. Man, I would love for her to be a double champion in my book. She won the Women's World title in her first mid-card Women's Championship. That's more icing on the cake for me. And that Alexa Bliss is my #1 top favorite female wrestler. So hopefully it go either way. Either or for me. But, yeah. So Alexa Bliss needs to be the heel. Alexa Bliss needs to be the heel rather than her be the babyface this time. So Mr. Goodbread, he said that in one of his videos I watched, and I was like, everything else he said was spot on until he said that Charlotte Flair needs to be the heel and Alexa Bliss can be the babyface or heel. And they don't do heel versus heel match. But so like I said, when Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair dropped the Women's Tag Team Championships, Alexa Bliss needs to be the one who turns on Charlotte Flair and turns heel. You know what I'm saying? It would make more sense for them to do it that way, rather than Charlotte Flair be the heel again and Alexa Bliss is the babyface or heel. No. Turn Alexa Bliss heel and keep Charlotte Flair babyface. And this time, Alexa Bliss wins the feud against Charlotte Flair by avenging her doll Lily that Charlotte Flair ripped to shreds 4 years ago in their second match at Extreme Rules that Charlotte Flair won once again. And I was pissed off. So when they have their third match and face off again, this time Alexa Bliss needs to get her first pinfall off Charlotte, and it be on her resume that she's beaten all 4 of the 4 horsewomen. You know what I'm saying? That it's only fair. So they need to do the right thing with Alexa Bliss by having her to avenge her doll Lily and get her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair in their third match. So they need to do the right thing, just like I said, and book Alexa Bliss to get her first pinfall off Charlotte Flair. So to be on her resume that she's beaten all 4 of the 4 horsewomen. And then she needs to be the heel, not a baby face, and Charlotte Flair the heel again. So yes. So I just thought I'd come up here and call this out because Mr. Goodbread, like I said, y'all can follow him on YouTube. His name Mr. Goodbread. He does great wrestling content, so I'm giving him a shout out. Me and him is subscribed to each other's channel. You know what I'm saying? So y'all give him a shout out. He does great content. But yeah, he said this that resonated with me and it made me do a video and give my own take about it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I slightly disagree with him saying Charlotte Flair needs to be the heel when her and Alexa Bliss feud again. No. Let Alexa Bliss turn heel and keep Charlotte Flair the babyface. And like I said, this time Alexa Bliss wins the feud. It's only fair that Alexa Bliss gets her first pinfall off Charlotte, because that'll be her redemption match as well. like I said, it'd be on her resume that she's beating all four of the four horsewomen. But it's only fair that Alexa Bliss get revenge on Charlotte, avenge her doll Lily. I didn't like they teamed both of them up, but I will say this much. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair are a great team. Alexa Bliss got a great tag team partner that can hold her own. But like I said before, I'm ready for Alexa Bliss to turn on Charlotte Flair. But until then, I will support Alexa Bliss title run. But when Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan drop the women's tag team championships, that's when I want Alexa Bliss to pull that trigger on Charlotte. So I hope I get what I want. It's only fair that they go down that route and they book it that way. So yeah, man. Hopefully I get what I want, because this really needs to happen. But booking Alexa Bliss to join White 6 will make things even better. That'll spice it up even more. That'll spice Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair feud up even more when Alexa Bliss got White 6 on her side. Because they will also see to it that Alexa Bliss get revenge on Charlotte and avenge her doll Lily for Charlotte Flair ripping it to shreds 4 years ago. White 6 will definitely see to it that Alexa Bliss gets her revenge on Charlotte and avenge her doll Lily. That's why I say Alexa Bliss needs to join White 6 when she turns on Charlotte Flair and turns heel. Put White 6 into that storyline will make things even more great on the Alexa Bliss side. That would spice this feud up even more. This feud will cook even more. Alexa Bliss joining White 6 would definitely be her best shot at definitely getting her revenge on Charlotte, because the White 6 is definitely going to see to it that she avenge her doll Lily and get revenge on Charlotte. So White 6 will be perfect to be in this storyline with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair feuding for the second time. But I just thought I'd come up here, man, and give my take about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair when they finally dropped the women's tag team championships. And Alexa Bliss, like I said, needs to be the one to turn on Charlotte Flair and be the heel, and keep Charlotte Flair as the babyface. And Alexa Bliss joins Wyatt 6, and Wyatt 6 will definitely see to it that Alexa Bliss get her revenge on Charlotte and avenge her doll Lily. And Alexa Bliss needs to get her first pinfall off Charlotte, so it'll be on her resume that she's beaten all four of the four horsewomen. So then she can win this feud against Charlotte, and we just go on from there. And hopefully she be the person to the throne, Tiffany Stratton, or the women's world title, or she can just go on to win her first mid-card women's championship, and that's going to make her an official Grand Slam champion. So y'all comment your thoughts, and you know what I'm saying, let me know what y'all think about my topic of this video. So comment below and let me know what y'all think. And with that being said, it's your boy Hitman D, and I'm going to sign out.